Today we've got a quick review for you of the Allpowers R600 power station here. This is probably the best first power station if you're looking for somebody who just wants to be a bit more prepared for weekenders, for campers, for off-roaders. This is going to be a really budget-friendly unit coming in at about $199 US. Fantastic, feature-packed. Let's dive right into it. As you can see, first of all, the size and the weight is good. It's got a lot of features that I really didn't expect to see in this price range. It's got a nice LED screen here. It's under 15 pounds, so you can throw it in the car, the truck, and really not have to worry about the size and the weight of it. It's got a nice carrying handle, and it's got a 600 watt inverter in here with a 1200 watt surge, which we'll get into as I show you some kind of real world tests, the limitations of this thing coming up here. But let's talk about some of the inputs. What we've got is a 12 volt input over here. We've got two 600 watt plugs here that you'd find in your house. And again, it does have a surge up to 1200, which we'll get into. And we've got 4 USB ports here, 2 USB type A at 18 watts and 2 USB type C at 100 watts. So a lot of charging capabilities, and if you do forget your cord, it's also got wireless charging on the top capable of 15 watts. I really appreciate that feature because call me lazy or just having to dig out that cord sometimes can be a little bit of a pain. If you're just wanting to charge your phone quick, that's a nice option. What you see is what you get. On the side here, we've got your inputs, which is just basically a solar connection and your cord for the wall. It's gonna offer fast charging at 400 watts, and this is it. There's no big brick that you have to carry around, no proprietary huge cord that you have to charge from. That's kind of nice, but this is the only cord that it comes with. You're gonna have to pick up separately the 12 volt cord if you wanna charge this thing in your car. Now, of course, the solar panel cord for the input here is gonna have to come from your solar panel probably, so it doesn't include anything like that, but you can easily on the cheap pick up a nice 100 watt solar panel for less than $100 for the most part and get this thing charged up off-grid in no time. Other than that, it does have some great standout features, a UPS feature, which is an uninterrupted power source. So a 10 millisecond switchover. So if you're powering something like sensitive medical equipment or whatnot, this thing is gonna pick up the slack. Also, the capacity is about 299 watt hours. So it's not huge, but it is gonna power a lot of devices and even small appliances in a pinch, absolutely no problem. Now it does have LiPo4 batteries, which means longevity and efficiency. They claim up to 3,500 cycles, and if you're kind of worried about that of something in this price range, don't worry, they do have a 5 or 6 year warranty depending on where you're from. So that's really nice to see. I appreciate that they stand behind their product, something that actually matters for me. Other than that, touching on the charging for a minute, of course, there's 3 ways to charge it. Like you saw in the wall with fast charging up to 400 watts. You can charge it on the go in your car. And of course, you have that solar option giving you up to 220 watts of input through solar, which is really impressive for something this cheap and this small. So if you wanted to maybe buy a bigger solar panel, you can utilize that larger wattage and then upgrade to a bigger power station later. Yeah, just options there for you. Now, like most everything these days, it does have an app control. It's basic and it does the job. You can monitor and even use it from a distance. But on the LCD, it's got pretty much everything that you need. It's basic, but it does have a little bit more than I was expecting from your input and output. You can monitor in real time what's going on, your total power left, and even an estimate about how much and how long this thing's gonna last as you use your power, so you can adjust accordingly. Other than that, it's pretty easy. As you press the buttons, you can see what's turning on and off. Relatively easy to use, and I didn't even pick up the instruction manual as usual. I'm sure there's a few features in here that are hidden away or things to turn on and off without the app. I'm sure that's possible, but for me, I'm somebody who just loves to pick something up and be able to use it right out of the box without it being too complicated. And for this unit, I think it gets a thumbs up in that regard. So let's dive in and check out some real world tests that I did to show you some limitations of this unit. So as expected, anything up to about 600 watts is going to perform just fine. I didn't run into any issues. However, when you do go past 600 and I find around 800, it really kind of shuts you down pretty quick. Now there is that great surge feature up to 1200 watts that we talked about, and that's going to be great for things that require an additional punch right out of the gate that's going to exceed that 600 mark, but not exceed the 1200 mark. Something like this grinder here that performed really well, which can be upwards of 800 or 900 watts when you first turn it on.
Now, one of the most demanding things that you can put on one of these units is a heater. So if you do have something like a 500 or 600 watt heater, you're doing pretty good. And as you can see, it handles it here, even with that initial surge of energy that it needs to get going. Now, this is a bigger heater on low, and when I do try and turn it up to the next level, it shuts down pretty quick. Overall, for an entry-level power station at this price, I think this thing is a slam dunk, having a lot of the features that you don't usually find in something in this price range. I'd suggest taking an inventory of what you're going to be needing to power and charge and see if this thing's going to meet your needs at 299 watt hours. Overall, this unit's going to come recommended.
So let's leave it at that, guys. Thanks so much for watching my review of the Allpowers R600 here. Drop all your questions and your comments down below, and I'll drop an affiliate link if you want to pick this unit up, and perhaps maybe even a discount code for you down there. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.